Today I'm going to replace that line that got burned because it was touching one tiny bit. I threw that line away. I don't know why, but it was touching one tiny bit in here in this clamp, and it was enough to melt the material that was inside here. So I got this custom made. I choose the size, and I also choose to have, now I can screw by hand both sides, bottom and the top side, so I don't need to put the line and then keep twisting the whole thing like the normal lines. So yeah, let's get started. This is gonna be quick, and probably today is Thursday. Saturday we have some tuning to do if it's not snowy outside. Looks like crap right now. One thing we need to do first, I start taking this out. I end up screwing this thing here. You see that there are no threads anymore. I think when I was untightening, I was tightening, and then this is aluminum got screwed. So I have another one, thankfully, so I'm gonna just replace that. And I think I'll try to draw this line all the way down and down all the way to my filter, which is where I'm tapping this from. I was tapping from the back of the block like everybody else, put the oil pressure sensor in there, but man, that thing starts leaking, and it was like hell to get little square. I even have that in here. This square here that I couldn't unscrew it because it was touching the block, so it is kind of funky. I actually was this big block here. So I decided just to tap from the filter. Best thing I've done, but I went through the wrong route. So I was going to do the same thing, but if I do this again, what's going to happen is I'll touch that still, even if I use one of those things here, which is not going to be very good because it's going to heat up anyway. So yeah, let me change that real quick and done. So this shows the quality of the gasket and the thing I've done putting ultra gray. That was very good. It was very impressive. I mean, it covered everything that needed to cover, and it is hard for me to take this out of here, but yeah, it didn't leak at all. Of course I didn't use a lot, but which means that we did the good thing in here. So let's do that again. I'm gonna get some ultra gray. I am going to put some around this gasket. I don't need a lot. I'm just gonna put a little bit. Let's just see here, and I'm gonna spread with my fingers, and I'm gonna put this in there. There you go. If there is some in the middle, just take out of there. Now I gotta, without making too much of a mess, put some in here. That's great here. There you go. Sorry, I have a zoom on the camera, so I'm not quite sure. I wasn't quite sure what I was showing. So I'm gonna put the ultra gray, spread the other way, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the two bolts in there. I'm gonna almost hand tight them, and I'm gonna let this sit for a while so it gets a little harder. Then I'm gonna push this in, and then we're good to go. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, consider subscribing. There's a lot happening. At the end of this video, I'm gonna show a little teaser about the configuring the AEM, and yeah, that will be pretty cool. I'm trying to do some like crazy math and calculate some stuff from current tables that people done, And so I've seen that whatever table I have is so lean, and I need so much more fuel. And I was having luck last weekend when all of this happened. So yeah, I think we're gonna have like good power this weekend. So anyway, consider subscribing, and there's a crap ton of work to come, not just on the Mitsubishi, but also on the BMW, which is outside. So yeah, let's call this good. Let's squeeze this guy, squeeze this other guy. So I'll put the link of some stuff on the description, but man, this line here, unfortunately I don't have a link in the description because this was custom made, and the guys that made it for me, I mean, you gotta go to the store and order, and they're gonna make for you. So it's important to put, well, at least I did before and didn't leak at all, some of this Teflon tape. This is a special one that is for, hang on, I'm gonna screw this way, special for like petroleum products, and you know, so I don't think it deteriorates with heat or gas or oil or any of this. So and when I say I don't think, I'm sure it does not, because we already used it. So here we're gonna put the new line, which doesn't need to start from the bottom anymore, since the bottom I can do the same thing. I can tighten like this and just do my thing, right? So I'm gonna let this sit in here. Not gonna tight all the way yet. My plan is, I got a couple of those things here. I don't know how this is called, and it has a piece of rubber in there, heat resistant, and I'm gonna put one in here. And the engine gracefully has two places in here that you can put a thing like this, and this goes to the bottom. So I just need to know here where to route, and there you go. And I'm gonna do the same thing, but this one is gonna be pointed to the bottom. There you go. So one there, one here. I could even move like this if I want to, which actually looks better. Yeah, and then go to the bottom. This here, I'm going to tighten this guy. Alright, so this is aluminum. I don't want to tighten the crap out of it. So this is great. This is great here. Yep. Has a nice little curve in there. I'm gonna do a little less because I don't want this to. There you go. Got it. This is done. Now I gotta go to the bottom and fix that on the filter. I'm gonna do my best, but that's gonna be a little challenging. I don't need any tools besides a 15mm. I should get a 14 just in case, and some of this tape. I gotta tell you, that's priceless to have this kind of hose made for you, because I suffered so much on the other one to twist and turn and all that stuff, and this one you can just get a, what was that, 15mm, and just tighten this guy and then good to go. So I might even start like selling this, because dude, this is so cool. Anyway, I decided to put in here on my filter because I have this sandwich in there and it has a thermostat and all that stuff, and this is great for me. It's been working. Ooh. Let me get out of here. It's working great for my setup. I had oil on my turbo, I had oil pressure everywhere, so everything was great. Um, you know, unfortunately, I made a wrong decision to put the freaking line on the wrong side and going to the turbo, but as you know, I'm not a mechanic. Never done that before. That was my first car. And dude, start first thing. It works. Now I'm tuning, and I can't complain. And I think mistakes, we make mistakes, and I guess about making mistakes is not about the mistake you make. Of course, yeah, some of them is gonna be a little expensive, but it's about what you do when the mistake happens. So I know you might think that I'm bullshitting, but it's not. There's a thing in life, and most of the successful people, they do it. They never give up. They do not give up whatever they are doing. They fail, but nobody knows how many times they failed. So some people that have their companies was like very successful, they got fired from like a bunch of jobs. They try to establish companies that fail like so many times, and I think this is the same thing, especially like some people I have friends that have cars in their garage for years and they don't even start, and they know what they are doing. Well, probably now I know more, but and they are afraid because, oh, I don't have the right part. So make the part, buy the part, do something, so that's what I'm doing here. uh, I'm gonna shut up now. This is going to, I don't like this here, just for the record. But yeah, I'm going to prepare for Saturday. I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna give you a quick glance of what I'm gonna do, and this is gonna be one of the next videos. I have a bunch of videos scheduled already for this engine here, which is my 2JZ engine, Toyota Supra engine, or Lexus IS 300, is regardless. But let's go inside.
So basically, this is my AMFIC, and this is how my fuel table was configured. I know that this bottom part here is good because it's idling perfectly, but there are some areas here that there are a lot of room to improve. So what I did was I went ahead and found configurations like this. Using Tuner Studio. This is I'm going to use on my next build. I have a different ECU. So I got the configuration for a stock 420A, and I got the configuration for, no, it's not that one, for a 420A, which has a 1000 cc's injector and is turbo and all that stuff. So using this configuration here, and this other here, right, it was the other one, not that guy, I know what needs to be used. So what I did was I put on a spreadsheet. It's a lot of work, a lot of math and stuff. You see my formulas are on here everywhere. So this is a 250 cc's. So what I did on my AEM is I got everything that the AEM was running. Technically it was this value here, right? But I didn't know what the value was, and said take 75% of the that configuration for now, because my injectors were 4 times bigger. So I take 1/3, 3/3 of it, 3/4 of it, right? 75%. So I have the same thing. That's why my car runs, but now it runs lean, and now I need to start adding gas. So what I need to do, just a quick way to put this, if I get here 90 and what is this here, 1400, or let's get 3300. So 90 kPa 3300 is 95. Here 90 kPa and 3300 is 110, but is 110 on 1000 cc's, or which means 4 times bigger than this, right? So I need to know how much do I need to increase on the original ECU to reach my 110. So I did this other table here, which has a big formula. It calculates a bunch of stuff. Got this value divided by that times 4, divided by whatever, and I got some values here. So this is what I should put there. For example, 2700 RPM and 50 kPa. If I go back to my table, 50 kPa and 2700 should be around here. Here I had like minus 60 or minus 70. I've been changing this already. So when I'm done with that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to smooth it out and not touching this area here, which is my idling area. My idling areas, to be honest, I think is more like here. But I need to be careful with this area around here too. So yeah, that's the work I've been doing, and
I appreciate you guys watching it. It's taking a while because I'm being learning, and I know the car's running lean. I know that I need to have plug the OBD2 and get the short fuel trim and all that stuff. So I'm getting there, but of course I'm learning behind the scenes so I can show in the video how is actually what's the process I'm doing, right? And yeah, so don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. Like is right in here somewhere. Just hit that button, beautiful. And I'll see you in the next video.